Or usually it's like a comedy troupe. But maybe not, because this might be like a national thing. Oh, are we allowed to show it? Yeah. I was going to make fun of it. This is the worst time to buy a house right now. I would wait at least 6 months. Because what the deal is nobody can get a loan right now, right? So prices are going to keep dropping, and they've just started to drop. And they're going to drop like below their real value. Because that's how bubbles work. When a bubble gets inflated, it goes to way beyond its value. In this time, it went to like 2 magnitudes of normal, like super abnormal, right? And it's got to drop back to what's normal, and then it's got to go beyond it. So like now it's not good. But I think it's funny that they're putting out these ads. I found it was in the bathroom for like, they're trying to get you to buy a house. But you could save money if you wait 6 months. Shasta Cola and Arcie tell you.
Yes.
And we're not licensed like financial people.
No, so you can't sue us if you buy a house in 6 months and it turns out to be a bad deal.
Or this is a rerun.
Right, because that just means you're stupid.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason. Because they don't like that there's so many black people there.
Do not set that nasty ass dog thing down on my block.
And it's all like polluted down up in there.
Well, no, they redid it.
Well, I'm sure it's still pollutant, though, because they're doing all that oil, and that's where all the chemical factories are. And I wouldn't live there unless I was making good money.
Well, because it's like if you live there, you got like cancer. 1,000 times more chance of coming down with the cancer.
And it's because of the chemicals.
Right, and they dump them in the air and the water. If you ever even go to that part of Houston, it smells bad. It's like driving through Lake Charles.
Which is why they are mutating, and that's why like they're different. Like whole Britney Spears. It's
well, but she's not anywhere from near there. There's nothing like that where she's from.
I still think that like the chemicals and the radiation like leached up the rivers.
Well, maybe so. Well, I guess now is a good time for me to talk about quinoa, which is the carbohydrate that I'm gonna cook to go with my stewed chicken legs. Quinoa, which is spelled Quinoa, is a species of goosefoot. I guess that's some kind of wild plant.
Oh.
Like a species, a genus, and then like subspecies and all that. It's not a real cereal. I mentioned that because it's not from a grass, like wheat and oats and barley and all that stuff. Those are grasses.
What you make beer out of.
Right. Quinoa is not a grass. It's a different kind of plant, but it has an edible seed. You can eat the greens if you want to. You just have to cook them. And like we said, it originated in the Andes, which is mountains in South America, like Peru, where the Inca culture was. There's other cultures before the Incas, but they're the most famous. And the Incas called it Chisayamama. That's 2 words, Chisaya, and then a separate word, Mama, which is the mother of all grains. I guess that's the translation.
Wow, that's pretty special.
Right. And it's kosher for Passover, all y'all Jews out there, if you get the kosher kind, like with the U in the circle or some other kind of kosher.
So how can it be kosher to eat it?
Because it's not wheat. It's not a grain. It's not a grass. It's different.
But it's like a grain substitute.
Well, but it's not the same. That ain't important. That, like, whether or not it's a substitute is not matter to the Jews, as far as I can tell, as long as it ain't actually what was forbidden. Please?
Yeah.
Pretty please? Can you edit it out for me?
They're giving me out right now.
Okay. I'm over it. I'm over it. It's in the past. It's in the past. I I just realized that I didn't turn my microphone off whenever I was taking a piss.
I didn't either. I never do.
You didn't?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I do?
Yeah, you
Well,
do.
I didn't just now.
Well, cameraman just lied to me and told me that you always did because I told him not to put that part
I'm sorry.
in.
I didn't know that I needed
I
to
told
cover it
him
live.
I didn't want to be in the thing pissing.
Look, I told him not to put in that shit about me hitting that thing the other day. But he put that into the last show. I know because I watched it.
He did.
And I had a fan ask me what I hit with my car, and I had to come up with something.
Well, just tell him it was a possum.
I told him it was bigger than a dog and smaller than an elephant. And it was wearing a hat.
Well, that leaves in a whole lot
Exactly,
of
and
shit.
I figured that would cover it. But it's not lying. It's like,
Did you really tell him and it was wearing a hat?
yes, it was wearing a hat.
Well, anything can be wearing a hat.
It was part of a show.
Yeah.
Part of the country.
Right.
Anything
It
can be wearing a
hat.
hat.
Maybe I've seen stray animals.
It could be
wear
a deer that came
Hats.
across one of them bright orange hunter's hats and decided
Right.
like to get down on the ground
Especially
and
during-
eat something, and it got its like horn stuck on the hat, and the hat's just on his rack.
That's a
Maybe
kind
in
of,
the battle between the deer and the hunter, the deer actually won.
yes,
So he took a trophy.
yes.
Maybe, but deer just ain't that smart. I'm sorry. All you got to do is
Well, you know
drive
what?
down any road in the hill country in November, and you'll see that
You know
deer just
what?
ain't that smart.
Have you ever seen
They-
a deer with a hat on? It's pretty rare.
No, but I did
think
see
you
that
can do
one that had the Halloween bucket on its head, and it couldn't eat. You remember that? Why are you laughing?
Are
You're
you
just-
sure that wasn't one of them, like,
Well, okay, so maybe it was faked, but I saw that photo.
and it made you laugh?
And it
I
made
love
me
those
laugh.
Photos.
Well, we're just gonna have to go to 2 tapes because
Right.
this is gonna finish up, and I'm gonna start the quinoa soon. Oh, speaking of the
sorry.
quinoa, let me finish. The reason why you might want to eat the quinoa is because it is very nutritious. It actually has a complete amino acid profile fit for human consumption. So it's not like lacking in anything like lysine, which is what wheat's lacking in. You get the whole thing from the quinoa, plus you get 12 to 18% protein. So if you're like a vegan or vegetarian or just starving to death, you can eat quinoa and kind of keep your muscle tone up. And it's also good sources for fiber, magnesium, iron, and phosphorus. And I didn't discover any horrible diseases associated with quinoa. But we ain't been eating it long enough in the West for that to actually have surfaced.
Who used to eat it?
Well, it was mostly the natives because like the Spanish thought it was Indian food. So they just didn't even bother. Okay. I'll check on this, kind of turn my chicken legs over, and it's looking real good.
I don't think I'm supposed to talk about this, but I feel like I need to in case something happened to me. Like I feel like I need to finish my work here.
Okay.
I think that people a long time ago used to be a lot smarter than we are. Have I said that? I've already said that before, I think.
Yes, you did
But
say
I need
that.
to reiterate it because I don't think people are listening. People used to. I think that we've evolved more in the last 5,000 years than we have like the whole time we've been human, right? Well, I realize that what we've been evolving to be is slaves.
Arcie Cola is just being contrary tonight. I have a contrary feeling.
It's because it's the Ides of March, and I think this will allow us time to set up for a seance.
Okay.
I think it's about time. We
All
have
right,
seance.
it's a deal. Seance time. And I have the
Seance
Ouija
time.
board back there.
Oh, wow.
Well, get it out and we'll
Okay.
actually try it.
Seance time, seance time.
It's
We're
eating
doing
a
our
brain.
spirit dance so
That's
the
right.
spirits will come. Come on, spirits, we're doing a seance. Woo, 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 woo. Come on, sexy spirits. Everybody, come to the Cola House so that we can do our seance while our chicken legs cook.
Wow.
And it's like a lone voice crying in the wilderness.
Ah!
Now,
Ah!
there are occasionally other ones like us,
Ah!
but there's nothing just like us.
We're the voice crying in the
speaking
wilderness.
of, y'all, we have to go out. the baby lambs. The sheep had some